We've seen different political affiliations forming up in the Mulembe Nation. And as a young leader, I've been very cautious to, first of all, identify a side which, as a youth, I can support. But I am quite disappointed with the political inclinations because we have not vividly seen the space of the youth from Mulembe Nation being provided for. For a very long time, we've had people and leaders trying to mobilize our community towards the general elections. But I wish we all reminded ourselves where the rain started beating us. The African proverb tells us that if a man cannot identify where the rain started beating him, then he cannot identify where he will dry up. I want to be categorical about these political affiliations, that if there is no space for the Luhya youth, then this is an exercise in futility. As a young leadership, we are caucusing ourselves to foster a relationship and a collaboration amongst the youth of the Luhya Nation, because we want to start speaking for ourselves. We cannot delegate the role of people representing us and claiming that they are representing the Mulembe Nation, yet the position of the youth is being treated with absolute disregard. We have decided as a youthful leadership from the region that we are going to caucus, get leaders across political divide, the likes of Didmas Baraza from the other side, the likes of Tindi Mwale, the likes of Cleophas Malala, the likes of Caleb Amisi, Edwin Sifuna. It is a high time we now take up the mantle and start rallying our political agenda, our economic agenda, our social agenda as a youth, because these political affiliations that exist right now do not have the dream of the youth at heart. Many of them, recently you saw some going to State House to look for political appointments. The political appointments that they are suggesting are still the old retired generals from our community. If you start pushing for Muskari Kombo to be in the cabinet, surely. If you start pushing for Noah Wekesa to be in the cabinet, where is the slot of the youth? So we are saying that we want a youth-oriented movement. We want, when people go to State House to bargain for our community, they think about thousands of youth who are languishing in poverty back at home. They don't think about individuals getting into cabinet. We've had cabinet slots. In the Nusumkate government, Luhyas had 8 cabinet secretaries. What did we do about it? What did we gain about that position in government? So we are not interested about individuals gaining in this political realignment. We are interested about thousands and thousands of youth who are unemployed in Kakamega, Bungoma, Busia, Trans Nzoia, Vihiga, to get what to do. We want our industries revitalized. We have Nzoia Sugar Company, we have Mumia Sugar Company. People have been using those companies as campaign tools. So we want to say that these must come to a stop, and the only way the interest of the Luhya youth will be captured is by having youthful leadership in that political matrix. But if the Luhya youth is not in that political matrix, then we are scared that our interests will not be taken care of. So we are coming up with our own movement. We shall have the Mudavadi Wetangula faction or Paranya Eugene faction, but as a youth, we have decided we shall speak for ourselves. If government wants to engage our people back at home, let them go through the leaders who have numbers. And of course, the youthful leaders will have numbers. As we said, it is very important for us to have a space on that negotiation table as a youthful leadership, because in the recent past, we've seen people wanting to mobilize the community towards the general elections, but they mobilize them on personal aspirations. They mobilize them on the basis of personal aspiration, that I want to become president. What we are saying is, it doesn't matter who becomes president. What matters is that common mwananchi in Lunganyiro, Kakamega County, going to get or accrue benefits from the sitting government? So we need to widen up our scope of thinking so that we come out of this tribal cocoon called Luhya and think national. Because every time we think tribal, we lose the point. Every time we premise our community's interests on the basis of personal aspiration, that we want Musalia Mudavadi to be president, we want Oparanya to be president, then it becomes a dream that billows away like a trace of smoke on a windy day. So we're saying that we want to have a united front, unity of purpose, so that when we go to negotiate with the government, we negotiate on behalf of thousands and thousands of lawyers, but we don't go negotiate from an egocentric and egoistic point of view. Yeah. We have recycled leadership in our region for a very long time. And it's a high time, Jeff, for us to start nurturing young leaders, to start nurturing fresh leadership. When I was in Standard 1, Musalia Mudavadi was a member of parliament. He was a minister by then. When I was in Standard 2, Moses Wetangula was already in parliament. They have been in parliament for all this time. I'm now in parliament with them. That reminds you, and that triggers a thought that it is time for also them to nurture young leadership. And the only way they can nurture young leadership is by them exiting the political stage. You cannot be there forever. You cannot participate in the last generation, participate in the current generation, and again want to participate in the future generations. You need to provide space for young, mushrooming leadership, which is coming up. And we've said we shall engage them in a more structured way to ensure that they provide space for the youth. We shall not be combative with them, but if need be, we shall force ourselves on that negotiating table. We shall not allow to be eclipsed by the same egocentric leaders who have led us for a very long time.